for the world. Dr. Boyle, thank you so much for joining us.
Alex, thank you so much for having me on, and my congratulations to David Knight on his return to the show. I think this is the first time I've had the pleasure to speak with him.
Well, I mean, we're not here to toot each other's horns, but, I mean, you were dead on about North Carolina, Chapel Hill. David's from there, down the street from it. Gain of function, Fauci saying he, war criminal. We're actually seeing the guy behind it up there on TV. And then why did China release it? Wasn't an accident? You think it's so devastating it was an accident. I see the timing at the end of this trade war, the deep state wanting to kill our economy. I think it's just as plausible that they did it on purpose. But just what is it like for you now, 9 weeks later after you came on the show, totally vindicated, and what they're saying with these documents that the UN helped cover this up?
Well, they're still trying to cover it up. If you follow it carefully, now we have what your reporter or somewhere in there called a limited hangout, which we're familiar with. Fox News is saying, oh, well, China was just trying to keep up with us in terms of scientific and medical endeavor. That's total full twaddle, Alex. This Wuhan BSL-4 was China's Fort Detrick. It was their first Fort Detrick. Everyone knows it. It was there for the purpose.
And you said 9 weeks ago they wanted to compete with America and show they could do it, but didn't have proper controls. Now the Pentagon officially said that word for word today.
Right. This is a biological warfare factory. It is there for research, development, testing, stockpile of the most dangerous biological warfare weapons you can possibly imagine to human beings. And that is what we are dealing with. It has, as I've said before, it has SARS, which is already a weaponized coronavirus. And that was done over in China, setting off the SARS pandemic there when it leaked from one of their BSL-3s. It has gain of function work that we know from the University of North Carolina. It has HIV in there. We know from that scientific article I discussed with you with the Australia Health Board and Wuhan BSL-4. HIV was DNA genetically engineered into that. That was confirmed by the Indian scientists that HIV is. And
by the way, India now officially the government's investigating Wuhan as a criminal action. So quantifying this, how big is this?
Well, Alex, just in terms of the human death here, it's astounding where this could lead if it is not properly handled. With all due respect to David, this is at a minimum SARS on steroids, and the lethality rate of SARS already documented is 15%.
Well, let's talk about that when we come back from break, and because here's the deal. We have to take it serious because it came out of a bioweapons lab, and it does kill old people, and we can discuss why it doesn't kill young people who usually would have an autoimmune response. You're an expert on that. We'll both talk about that, and absolutely. But I think you agree, Doctor, when we come back and talk about this, regardless, they're part of the power structure and the very medical tyranny that you say should hang from a lamppost. They're power grabbing out of this. So that's a very complex paradox.
Correct. That is absolutely correct. That the establishment, the medical, economic, all the Davos crowd of globalonists are jumping on this for all it's worth to push their own agenda. And so we have to, in my opinion, we have to separate that out from the danger that we truly do.
Sure, and just like you did, pointing out the vaccine's pointless, it's a joke, everybody admits that, but still, it's a real virus that does kill some people, and it's just insane. We'll be right back with both. You'll get David.